Jump, like outward instead of up. Then it comes.
Well, it is tough for Wolf just because he has so few options off stage like that.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting into this losers finals match.
I think you want to get on? I'm fine.
It's all good. All right, so we got Richter versus Ness here. All right, so exploiting Richter's terrible recovery. And that's the name of the game in this matchup. It's just going to be Ness versus Richter, just getting him off stage. Once he's off stage, there's not a whole lot that Richter can really do to get back on. All right, Fatality joining me on the mic here.
What's up? I actually didn't see any of this game before then. How did Jonestly take the lead?
He got Richter off stage.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
Yeah, it was... He definitely had a lot of trouble with them in their winner's bracket set. Okay. So this is at least as far as Jonestly is concerned.
Ooh.
Quite a step up.
That.
Very much a step in the right direction for him moving into this next set. Obviously, it's just game one, but...
And I see Jonestly going for those PK flashes. I don't really see that move coming out from a lot of Nesses, so that's interesting.
I think a lot of it is also just the fact that he's playing his main. I'm not really sure why he was playing the other characters he was. Maybe I have to assume this is a struggle matchup for him. I don't know how bad it is on paper, but I could definitely see the Belmonts winning it because of their incredible range.
Right. But Ness does have the strongest reflector in the game at 2.0, so I wonder if that's something that he can make use of at all.
He's got a huge lead at this point.
Yeah, it's going to be rough for Vendetta to come back from.
I doubt, even if this game goes Jonestly's way, I'm quite doubtful that Vendetta would switch characters. I know that whenever he fights characters that even vaguely resemble zoners, he goes the Belmonts every single time. Without doubt.
Got to outzone him.
The only potential counterbreak I could see is maybe Ryu, since he has a lot more tools for dictating neutral against a character like this.
Yeah, I don't see Jonestly get the Richter off stage and then use that yo-yo.
Obviously, that's good if you can get it, but at the same time, that's predicated on him having enough stage control to where when he hits him, it'll even knock him that far off stage anyway.
True.
Because a lot of the time, if you do it and they're just barely off stage, they'll be able to grab onto the ledge before you have a chance to do anything meaningful.
Fair.
So you need to make sure that they're a lot further out, which requires a lot more stage control. Ultimately, the edge guard is a byproduct of you winning neutral properly.
Well, he's got Richter almost in back throw range right now.
Honestly, if he catches him by the ledge, that is back throw percent.
Yeah.
Especially since he has, like, more than 2/3 full rage at this point. That helps a lot.
Definitely. He's about to have it from anywhere on the stage.
Nice weave. I was so sure he was going to be hit.
Oh.
That was actually just immaculate spacing on the recovery.
Yeah, I was making really good use of Ness's area
Yep,
drift.
that's it. Really solid starting game for Jonestly.
Absolutely.
After the way the winner's bracket set started, he has to feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, he just maintained control of that game the whole time. Let's see what the counter pick's going to be here.
Yeah, I'm really curious. Well, it sounds like they just went back, so...
Okay. I was kind of expecting a town and city, perhaps, just to give himself a little more space to work with, but...
Vendetta is very much a man that likes to run it back. He does it a lot.
It's not the stage.
I'm not sure how optimal that is, but at the same time, it's like sometimes comfort is in itself optimal, you know?
I've seen him getting punished for these up shield out of Bs quite a bit, so I think he's got to be a little bit more careful about when he's doing them. And there we go. There's that reflect.
Yeah, if he was able to land that holy water, what that would probably do is, wow, that was literally just a block string, and he had to basically reset.
Ooh, that was a greedy edge guard attempt.
It's actually not a bad idea to try and body block that because they lose a lot of distance on it. The only problem is he was close enough to where it wouldn't matter anyway.
Yeah, it was
and you're at
untechable.
percents where it's not even close to being techable. So you lose out the main advantage you get from it in the first place.
Right.
Jonestly's playing really well, though, right now. I feel like he's really taken the momentum from that last game with Masamune, and he's been riding it pretty solidly for a little while now.
Yeah, he had a little pop-off on that, rightfully so.
Yeah, it was a really close set, and then he just was able to get huge momentum, an early kill, and then just clutch things out from there.
And Vendetta created him some space for himself with that down tilt.
Yeah, I think he read that he was going to try and fastfall air dodge into the platform, which is why he went for that. But Vendetta just smartly waited it out and was able to avoid taking extra damage accordingly.
Gotcha. Vendetta's doing a great job angling these forward airs.
It's something that is pretty much required to be particularly good with the character. It's something that can be a little bit hard to do, especially if you're like doing it with C-Stick, but it's a very respectable skill.
The deadly Richter ledge traps.
Even with his current comeback, it's still basically an even game at this point. Yep. Although if Vendetta can hold out this.
Oh, forward throw is his kill throw, so yep, that is a good one. Plus Richter's being relatively heavy. I feel like he's going to be able to get some good extra credit before the stock's gone.
Unless he can get him off stage like immediately.
That's true.
Which is very, very doable.
Okay. Great punish on that with PK Fire.
That's probably not enough, but he can still harass him with PK Thunder.
He's going to get the ledge guard opportunity, or edge trap. And Jonestly gets out of that ledge trap just fine.
He's just making it so hard for him to get caught by Jonestly right now.
Yeah, doing a great job utilizing that down tilt to create some space for himself.
I feel like maybe this is like what Jonestly was thinking of when he went hit secondaries in their set in winners.
Yeah, that
was being worried about, well, this, quite frankly.
Yeah, just getting out-zoned, out-spaced. Okay.
Yeah, that'll do it. That
was a great setup.
It's a strong move on itself, which is justified because of, even though it has a big hitbox, because of the way it's oriented in the context of his toolkit, it's really hard to actually land that. But using the platform as a means of setting it up just was perfect.
Definitely, yeah. I rarely see a up smash being used by the Belmont, so that was a really great use of it.
All right, this is the real test because so far it's been a pretty back and forth set. We'll have to see if Jonestly can make the adaptation needed to maintain stage control better and really just continue on what he started in game one. Because he looked so good for quite a while.
I like that holy water that kept them a little bit safe. It was kind of like when duck hunts just kind of throw out a can.
Right.
Or snakes, grenades, you know, just to keep them covered a little bit.
Yeah, it's conceptually the same thing. Wow, really nice parry F tilt. He's just making it really hard for, oh wow.
Okay, great catch on that D tilt.
That's so close. He's spacing really smart though and making it hard for Vendetta to get the hits he needs to. As long as he can stay point blank, they're not really going to be able to get the hits they want to. Like, the only thing he has that, like, kills really close is, like, F throw out by the ledge at high percents.
Up B maybe, but apparently not. Needs
yeah,
a little bit more. There we go. Oh.
No, from that side of the stage, it's a lot easier to survive that.
Great job throwing out a hitbox to make sure that he can land safely from that axe.
That was a really good idea by Jonestly, but he just, I think he wasn't expecting the cross up and he just didn't get turned around grab in time. Or he didn't recognize the forced cross up in time in order to be able to make that happen.
Right. Both players being really evasive right now. Good patience getting up off the ledge. And Vendetta's just kind of got Jonestly's number right now, just outspacing him.
It's so hard for him to get around that.
Taking away all his options.
I'm starting to understand why the winner set went the way it did a little bit more now. Vendetta is just doing a really good job of showing what makes this challenging for Ness.
Yeah, he's been sweet spotting all these forward airs and back airs too.
Really smart run-up grab, though. Still, he's got a big mountain to climb.
Definitely.
Although, if he can get like a PK Thunder 2 conversion soon, it's pretty doable.
Yeah, Vendetta's doing a great job just staying on stage so Ness can't gimp him, which is, you know, obviously one of the Belmont's biggest weaknesses. Okay, and that's it.
Well, it's best of 5, so we've got at least one more game in the tank. I have to wonder what the course of action is from here, though. He is someone who has a variety of characters. I mean, we saw 2 of the others in his winner set versus Vendetta, so maybe one of them will show their face again. Wait, who is that?
I couldn't see on the screen. I think he just went Ness again. Okay.
All right, he went back.
I think he was playing somebody else in doubles earlier tonight as well.
I know he used to play Joker for a bit, although I haven't seen him play Joker in a little while, so I'm not sure how fresh his Joker is, so to speak. Either way, he's off to a good start now. I wonder if you bat the Holy Water, if it will then trigger on one of the Belmonts running into it.
Yeah,
that's interesting to think about.
Ness becomes the owner of it. Oh.
That was almost really good.
Yeah, I was going to say Vendetta was holding shield a little bit too long, but ended up not getting punished for it.
Yeah. The PK Thunder setups that Ness has are just so good for, wow. Beautiful option coverage by Jonestly, catching that landing. But one of the best things that Ness has as a character is just getting early reads and just killing people at absurd percents with PK Thunder 2. Like, you can kill people at like
40.
Honestly, way earlier than that if you have rage and or you're in a good position. I've seen people die to that at like 20.
Yeah. It becomes untechable really early too.
Yeah, that definitely helps a lot.
So you see people trying to go out to edge guard it and end up getting hit by the PK2 and get the red sparks. Nothing you can do.
Either way, though, he's gotten a solid 52 extra damage of credit, which is huge. He just needs to carry it as far as he can because it's pretty hard for Ness to get that advantage in neutral, so he needs to make sure that when he is winning neutral, he's converting enough damage to at least somewhat compensate for how hard it is for him to get in.
The Vendetta just brought it all the way back.
Yeah, and he's not even like getting conversions. He's literally just winning neutral over and over again.
Oof.
But it hurts a lot.
It's just so difficult to get back on stage versus Vendetta's Belmont here. It's just so oppressive.
Yeah, his space control is both really good, and then he's just taking advantage of what he has in the matchup as well. Although, Jonestly's got him at right about those percents, where he can really start making magic happen.
Very nice gimp with the tail there.
Yeah, there are a lot of mix-ups that PK Thunder has, where if you think that they're going to be expecting a tech by hitting them with the tail end, or not the tail end, but the head, you'll hit them with the tail end instead, so they'll buffer and air dodge and kill themselves.
Oh, that was a perfectly placed axe to take away Ness's recovery.
Yeah, it's actually kind of similar to rock rocking, where you just hit the recovery on purpose as a way of inhibiting the recovery, except that's like a somewhat different application of the idea. It's similar in practice, though.
Yeah.
I hope they patch that out to where Ness's up B distance isn't affected by that, because it's pretty tragic. Oh, wow. interesting interaction.
I feel like that's a fair drawback with how strong it is, though. Like, as we were saying,
Jesus.
it killed so early. And there it is.
What a
on the other side of the stage, it killed at before 100%.
Beautiful frame trap and juggle by Jonestly, securing Game 5. At this point, he's definitely solidified that he's going to remain Ness for the entirety of this set. And he's put himself in a position to where he might end up in Grands. He's 1 W away. And he's had a pretty solid losers run, too. He beat, God, I can't remember who he beat in quarters, but then he beat Masamune. And now he's Game 5 with someone who has been giving him a really hard time for, as far as I can remember, honestly.
Yeah.
And in a hard matchup to boot.
Got to be a good confidence booster and get his mojo
He's playing
going.
really well. Now it's just a matter of seeing if he can clutch it out.
Okay, throwing out the Ness buttons.
Yeah, Ness's buttons are pretty good if he can get in the right position. Obviously, he's a short, stubby kid, so he has to get pretty close. But once he does, he can definitely put in a lot of work.
Yeah. Right,
nice.
Before he gets
nice.
The projectile out. Very good. Okay.
Beautiful conversion so far.
Now Jonestly's got great stage control. Goes for the PK flash.
I've been really impressed by a lot of the decisions he's been making with continuing these juggles. He's just been getting so much more damage than I thought he was,
yeah.
Which is just so important for clearing this out and winning in this matchup. Especially against someone that's a bit of a bracket demon. Yep. Vendetta holding true, though.
Yeah, just making it really, really hard for Ness to get back on stage. Okay.
Well, spaghetti for spaghetti, an eye for an eye.
Yep. And just making sure that he can keep space for himself with those PK fires.
Yeah, it's actually pretty hard to get multiple those in a row. He's really putting himself in the position he needs to make these work.
Yeah. Definitely can see the expertise coming out in his character.
Vendetta, though, has just been playing so solid and neutral that he's really forcing him to do his absolute utmost to just get all these conversions. Because he's just been so solid in his lockdown of both center stage and all of his escape routes.
Definitely.
He's forcing Jonestly to thread the needle just to exist.
All right, great up here to catch him off that platform.
The only question is, can Vendetta hold it down, bring it back, or is Jonestly finally going to crack it open?
Ooh,
and just like that, we've got
even. Last stock, last game.
Perfectly even. Regardless of outcome, this has been a really good set.
Definitely. Vendetta's got a little bit of an advantage. Okay, and just like that, Ness brings it back.
Wow, that actually might have...
I don't know if it would have killed, but definitely gotten him off stage. Maintained some good stage control there.
Yeah, I think he tried to force a PK Thunder 2 setup, but he was just a little too far away and didn't exactly have a meaningful way of getting that extra hit. I think he got a little bit greedy there, but...
I think Vendetta's doing a great job at catching these PK fires with his whip and making sure that his body doesn't get hit by him.
That was such a smart reset for neutral. At this point, he's one solid move away from victory.
So is Vendetta, though, because Ness isn't too heavy.
This is so close.
Just powers through that PK
That's
fire.
it.
Yep.
What a clutch conversion by Jonestly.
Well played.
Well, on that note, it was a pleasure, but I've got to go play Grand Finals against this man now.
All right.